All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 5 p.m. West Coast time. Let's see here, probably 2 p.m. Hawaii time. And we've got 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. Looks like we've got at least one person in the house. Hey, Piccola T, how you doing? Good to see you here today. I'm guessing you're still stuck at home, being quarantined, like a good person. And I gotta tell you, I was literally just reading an article. Well, you know what? Before I go into what I was just reading, why don't we instead get this party started? And then we'll get into the details. Alrighty, so yeah, another day in isolation. And you know, though, I think you are probably the start of a trend. I'll tell you, I was literally just reading before this stream started an article. I'm not sure what the publication was, but it wasn't like a rag. You know, it was a legit, I wouldn't say it was the Wall Street Journal. I'm not sure if it was the Washington Post. It might have been the New York Times, but you know, it was like a legitimate journal, not just like the Inquiring Minds type thing. Darlene, you are here. So good to see you here today. I don't know if you heard some big news that happened yesterday. We'll cover that later. Right now, get it settled in, and hopefully you and Rick can come hang out with the Statterbox crew. All right, so as I was saying to Piccola T, I think you're on the cutting edge of the new trend, which is everybody's going to get sick with this new variant. So reading this particular article, hey, Kenny from the Cove, good to see you. We are talking about how Piccola T is a bit of a trendsetter. That's right, she caught the COVID and now she's in isolation. But you know what? Hey, Nani Aloha. She's not in isolation because she's hanging out here with the Statterbox crew. And that is exactly what is awesome about being online. You can be with a bunch of people and you don't have to worry about them infecting you or you infecting them. Because, as I'm saying, this particular new variant of the situation that we've got going on here, I think it's like BA5 or BA.5 or whatever. I don't know, and it doesn't really matter. What matters, though, is apparently it is like super contagious. Like, okay, so I don't know the scale and what it's called and everything, but measles is considered one of the most contagious contagions we've got around. And it's like rated at an 18 on whatever scale it is that they do these scales for. So it's rated an 18, right? Well, this current, and it's like the most contagious. Well, apparently this current one is like at an 18.4. So it's even more contagious than like the most contagious thing. And the article that I was reading was really lamenting how this particular new variant hasn't really been publicized very much with how contagious it is. And due to, you know, mask fatigue, et cetera, people are, and it's summer, people are, myself included, getting a little bit lackadaisical when it comes to ultimate safety protocol. And unfortunately, the version that's going around right now is actually the most contagious version that has been going on since the start of the whole thing. And so right when we're thinking, oh, it's almost maybe finally kind of over-ish, hopefully, no, actually it's not. And so unfortunately, plenty health organizations, etc., have kind of been lamenting the lack of concerted public education effort in surrounding this particular variant. And so even though Chatter with Statter generally doesn't like to talk about things that matter, sometimes we go, into places that do matter. And this is a particular, an exception to the rule, because I want everybody to be safe. And I know that Piccola T is only an unmasked eater and drinker, because when I met Piccola T a long time ago, I stupidly had forgotten my mask in the car, whereas she was completely masked up, except for when we were at the table. And then like when she had to go to the bathroom, she masked up again and blah, blah, blah. I have no doubt in my mind that Kawela T was super safe. And lo and behold, guess who's in isolation right now? Kawela T, which is why she's been able to hang out with us for the last couple little whiles. So frankly, I'm kind of stoked she's on isolation because we get to hang out with her more. Because normally when she's not, she's got like a life and everything. But I am really bummed that the reason why she gets to hang out with us is because. And so, as I was on my little soapbox rant, a lot of things happened. Kenny from the Cove, thank you for that 100 biddies. Super stoked on that. Nani Aloha, yes. I went hog wild crazy when I was at the swap meet on Oahu, and I pretty much bought like all of the sarongs in the world, and that happens to be one of them. We're going to work on this backdrop a little bit more because I do like the blue one. I do want to show it off more, and then again, also though, I kind of like that sarong, so I don't really want it on my backdrop. I kind of want to wear it. So that's how that works. And hey, it looks like Rick is finally making it in the house. Super, super stoked to see you guys here. All right. So for those who, oh wait, hold on. Darlene was agreeing with the "it's very contagious" concept, and your sister caught it. So careful. Caught it from her granddaughter when she helped out by picking her up. Oh gosh, darn it. That Darlene is totally a case of no good deed goes unpunished, right? You know, helping out and then there you get all sick. So that sucks. I'm hoping that she's got a mild case. And by the way, you guys, one of my friends did happen to catch COVID, and she ended up taking the Pavlovix, or I don't know what she took, but she took that antiviral thing that's out there for it, and she said it helped a lot. It like got rid of her symptoms super quick. The first couple days before she got it, she was feeling very bad. But then once she got it, she noticed an improvement. So if you guys do happen to get it and you have access to the medicine, I don't know what the medicine's called. You'll have to Google it. I do encourage you to go that route. And so Darlene, yeah, says it's supposed to be more contagious, but so far not showing that it's as serious as the original virus. Yeah, I think it's kind of on the fence. It's like they've noticed this article that I was reading right before the stream today, was saying like, deaths are kind of starting to eke up. And so, they're not really sure what the issue is with the deaths, because there's a whole lot of the article basically was like about how at this point in the pandemic the messages are very, very mixed, and that's not good for public health. For instance, the message has basically been, if you've got your two your original and then the quote unquote the secondary shot, then you're completely vaccinated. But actually, you kind of need the booster to be considered completely vaccinated. They're starting to realize that just two shots aren't even enough. And so you need to get the boosted. And then for those of you who are over 50, you need to get the booster boosted. So I'm not quite... I am not quite sure... if and when they're going to lower the age for the 50, because I'm only 49, and I'll tell you what, if I could get the over 50 jab, I absolutely would. So, Rick, I don't know why you've got the black screen. So I have no, I have no solution other than the little gear, because we do have the gear tonight, which is super, super awesome. And Kenny, yeah, you've been harpooned 4 times in the name of COVID. Kawela T got her booster and she still got infected. Exactly. That's why, like, just the simple 2, the article that I was just reading was saying that the simple 2 is essentially like, you might as well not even be vaccinated if you've only got 2. So all y'all, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but if you haven't gotten your 3rd shot yet, think about it. And if you're eligible for your 4th shot, think about it. And I know that the article that I was just reading. I wish I had noted what the article was, but the article that I was reading says that yes, in the fall they are expecting a different round of vaccines to come through, but they're also saying nobody wait till the fall to be getting your jab. You get it now, and in the fall, yeah, maybe get another one. But they basically were saying in the article that there is no reason to wait until the fall for the new variety of vaccines to come out. If you're eligible for or need to get your booster, do it now. eMusic, the way you spelled thought is you're right. Your message to Nani Loha did get held up. I did go and okay it. Your the way you spelled thought is actually an acronym for kind of a misogynist term. So the Autobot stopped it thinking that you were being all mean, but you weren't. So I hope that it finally showed up, because I did allow it. I saw that it got blocked, but because I'm an administrator or a moderator of my own channel, I can allow things to go through. Yeah, so let's see here. Oh, Rick, thank you so much for subscribing. I didn't notice that until I just scrolled upward. And okay, it's Paxlovid that Pacola tea is coming down with the knowledge, and it did help a lot. But it leaves a nasty, bitter aftertaste. Really interesting. You know, I have to say, and I think I've said this before, but it seems like the flavor, you know, the lack of, or something to do with your taste buds is definitely an issue with COVID these days. But I've also been seeing on my Facebook line, and I feel like Pacola T mentioned this as well, it seems like some people are getting rashes these days along with their COVID infection, and that does not make me happy, because I have definitely had my fair share of rashes, and the last thing you want when you're already feeling like crumb is a rash. Ugh. And Rick, don't even, I don't know if there was a bot. Oh, you mean the Autobot that does the thing? I think it just works in the background. I don't think you can ban it. But hey, Rick, hey, Darlene, hey, Kenny, I want to tell you something that, my tone of voice sounds enthusiastic and happy, but it's actually not super awesome. I mean, it is awesome, but not for us right now. I'm thinking that you might not have seen the Daily Pidgin Live yesterday with Andy Bumatai. And on that particular stream, he mentioned that the Daily Pidgin Live is no longer going to be happening with any regularity. It's basically put on hiatus for the near future. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be one. There will probably be pop-ups, etc. But Andy right now is in the middle of some projects that he's working on, writing some screenplays, and he's got some he's basically got to focus all of his energy on that particular project, and that means the live streams won't be happening until in the foreseeable future. Now, obviously, this is a super bummer deal for everyone who likes to hang out, but he did, he encourages all of us to hang out here, to hang out with Photo Luke, and then obviously with Billy V on Fridays, and then Terry in Scotland, and Shock, of course, having her videos. You know where to find all of us, basically. And Andy said that he is going to be dropping in to say hello every once in a while. But Darlene, yes, Andy's absolutely okay. In fact, like I said, it's like a bummer for us, but it's actually super stoked for him. Because it sounds like he's got 3 screenplays that he's written, and then it sounds like he's like almost done with a 4th. And last time I talked to him before he made this announcement, he did mention that he had written the screenplays and he was looking for funding. So I'm guessing, now obviously don't quote me because I really don't know, but I'm assuming that since he is pursuing that direction, that the funding has come about. And so once you've got money on the line, you need to get that party started and, get things rolling and get the production started. So who knows? The next time we see Andy might be on the independent film circuit, touring through all the film festivals with a little bit of maybe a stand-up, show explaining how the movies came to be. I actually have no idea. Obviously, don't quote me. I have no idea if that's even in the cards. But a girl can dream, right? A girl can dream. A girl can dream. So let's see here. Going back to more fun topics like COVID. So it looks like yes, Boquility, I didn't just make that up. She is a rash monster. But Darlene is coming in by October. Supplies to be made to address the new BA4, BA5, but probably not ready to administer till November. And as you said, or as I said, still go get boosted. And when the new shots are out, you'll still be able to get no issues. Exactly, because from what I understand, these particular ones that are coming out in the fall are a different variety of vaccines than the ones that have come out earlier. The ones that came out earlier were actually kind of, oh, hey there, Melly. How you doing? Good to see you. We are sitting here talking about some unfun stuff, and how to keep yourself healthy because yeah, the vaccines for COVID, the ones that we've got right now are kind of, I'm not really experimental because they, went through a ton of testing, but there are a new variety of vaccines. Whereas think the ones I've been told, the ones that are coming out later are sort of based on the old school vaccine premise. So they're a completely different form of vaccination, basically. And in my opinion, the more kinds, the better. Like, you got that Johnson & Johnson, you got that Pfizer, you got that Moderna, I got the JCPenney one, and put the Kmart one right here. And here we can put, the Big Five and Target right here. I mean, whatever, I don't know what the vaccines are going to be called, obviously, but the old kind, like Kmart, put that one in my arm. So there you have it. Yeah. And Kenny says, looks like I'll be playing the plus 50 and type 2 cards again this fall. Yeah, well, my best guess is this fall, once the new ones come out, I don't think anybody has to play any cards. It's just a case of get in line, buddy. You're next, right? And speaking of getting in line, right? All right, so I'm on a bit of a soapbox, so I might as well continue with my soapbox. Let's see here. Let's see what Melly has to say, though, because I think Melly from Germany, if I remember correctly, Dresden, if I remember even better, more. Long time no see, so busy, but happy to be back. You have a full-time job. Excellent. Overtime. Awesome, sort of. I hope you're getting paid good. And you started to study journalism besides the job. And study in the late 30s, brain just takes a moment to keep all the new stuff in the mind. Melly. Oh, don't even get me started. I'm older than you by a decade or two. And yeah, I am trying to also learn things and stuff. This whole technology thing is ridiculous. That's exactly what this stream is about, is watching me make a fool of myself as I'm learning how to do things and stuff. And so you get to see all sorts of tiny little triumphs that, like, basically a 10-year-old would just be like, I've been doing that since I was 5 on video editing software. Why are you even excited about that? And I'm like, well, I'm excited about it because it's new to me and I remember how to do it. Because seriously, dude, seriously, Melly, you'll do it. You'll learn something. You'll do it right. You'll do it right a couple times. You'll feel confident with it. And then you'll move on to the next thing. And then when you have to go back to, like, do something that you already thought you learned and then you forgot everything that you learned. Yeah, I've done that about, every day the past year for the most part. And let's see here. Pacola T, good question here. Switching gears. Oh, hey, where'd you get the little gear emoji thing? Miles and Photo Luke might be enjoying a Bond dance here in August. It sounds super fun. Anyone have any summer festivals in your area? Yeah, good question. Summer festivals. This is the season, and I do believe, even though what we were just talking about is still happening, this is the first summer in the past 2 years where festivals have been festival-ish, right? You know, and so, yeah, are there any festivals in your guys' area that you guys haven't had for the last couple years that you're excited about, or whatever? Because I think, now I definitely could be wrong, but I feel as though the Bone Dance celebrations in Honolulu hadn't been going on for the past 2 years. So this is the first, summer back for the Bone Dance. And for those who aren't familiar with what a Bone Dance is, Bone Dance, not bone, sorry. Well, it's sort of a bone dance, actually, because it's a dance that's honoring your ancestors. It's sort of like the Japanese, this is so wrong, and anybody of Mexican descent or Japanese descent, come for me, but a bone dance is sort of like the Festival of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos that Mexican folk have. Sort of. Not really. It's sort of the same spirit. It's not celebrated in the same way at all, but it's just sort of the same concept. You're bringing your ancestor spirits back, you're, communing with them, you're honoring them, etc., etc. So, anyone who is of Japanese descent, Okinawan descent, or Mexican descent who is offended by what I just said, speak up and correct me, because, yeah, please. So let's see here. Melly, what keeps you moving is you've got a goal. If you focus, whoa, hold on, my thing just jumped. If you focus your aim, everything is possible. Or mostly everything. Jackpot in the lottery. Yeah. You focused on that one for ages, but that one didn't work out. Right. Exactly. So, okay, Pacola T, you're right. I remembered correctly. Bone dances are going to be live for the first time in 2 years. That is fantastic. And let's see here. Rick just had Rock Dam Day at the Lake Cabin last weekend, a parade, 3 cars, and a pontoon boat parade on the lake. 4 boats, all finished up with fireworks. Well, you know what, Rick? A 3-car parade and a 4-boat parade sounds right about like my perfect length of a parade. It's just like, I don't want to stand here in the sun for 48 hours. So, I mean, I know you can't stand in the sun for 48 hours unless you're in the North Pole, but you know what I mean. Just make it snappy, folks. Let's see what there is to see. Let's see what there is to see. And so, yeah, 3 cars, 1 boat, finishing up with fireworks. I am all over that parade. That sounds awesome. And then Kenny's got Spring Ho, just wrapped up in Lampasas. Part of the festivities is a beauty pageant where the winner is crowned Miss Spring Ho. Kenny, you're gonna have to explain this, Kenny. Kenny, what is a Spring Ho? And why does someone want to be deemed the queen of it? What? Explain. Kenny, you've got some splaining to do. Kenny, can you explain? I'm gonna need an explanation. Rick, it's a small lake. That's so cute. Melly, you believe that the loved ones that are gone are still around and that they can communicate with us one way or another if they want, and if we were sensitive enough to listen to it. What's my opinion about that? My opinion about that is I have seen that happen too many times for me to say, no, that doesn't happen. I know that we don't have a capability or a tool necessarily to measure or calculate or even recognize otherworldly energies in an effective way that's recognized as scientific, but just because we don't have the tool to measure it doesn't mean that it's not there. Just because we couldn't see an atom didn't mean that it wasn't there. So, I had, I don't remember if I've talked about this on the stream before, but my sister, I was having surgery. Okay, let me rewind this. Okay, my mom has passed on, has been dead for over 20 years. Well, after my mother passed, I was having surgery. My sister was freaking out about the surgery. So she went to a psychic to ask if I was going to be okay. And the psychic was like, oh yeah, she's going to be fine. She's like, but your mom's dead, right? And my sister's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, your mom is going to come back and like, she's like, there's some kind of electronic in your closet that is suddenly going to switch back on. And when that happens, that's your mom saying, hey, I'm here. So my sister told me about that, and she was like, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't have anything in my closet that is remotely an electronic, blah, blah, blah. And the psychic was very clear that she wasn't sure it was a closet. Her vision was such that that was the only explanation she could have, was that it was a closet. So okay, weird. So about a year later, I am in my backyard, and I notice, and it just happens to be my dad's birthday, and it was like shortly after my dad died, I noticed that there was a noise coming from my shed, right? And so I go into my shed, and as it turns out, my mom's bowling trophy, which was also a clock, had somehow gotten the alarm switched on, and the alarm was going off. And it was just like, oh, I think this is what that psychic was talking about. Now, granted, totally random, etc., whatever, but that clock had been in that shed for years, and it hadn't fallen or moved. I mean, the only real logical, like, real world explanation I have for it is like a rat got in the shed and somehow knocked the switch to turn the alarm on, which honestly is not really a very logical thing, but it is probably the most logical thing there is. And I don't really think that happened. I mean, I don't know what happened. All I know is the alarm was going off, and it was loud enough that had it been doing that before, I wouldn't have heard. I would have heard it. I wouldn't have not noticed it, right? So, yeah. And so it was my mom's trophy. It was her clock. It was her alarm. Weird stuff happens, you know? So, yeah. So there you have it. And, oh, okay. So Kenny from the Cove. Now that we're finished, well, we might not be finished talking about ghosties, but for the moment we're finished talking about ghosties. We're gonna go back to the spring hoe. Kenny's saying spring hoe is what one of the originals shouted to the other settlers when they first spotted one of the natural springs near what became Lampasas. I don't know how to say Lampasas, so I'm butchering it. I know. So there you go. And Andre, you love the fact that it was a bowling clock. Well, it wasn't actually a bowling clock. It was a bowling trophy, but it just looked like a clock, and then there was a little plaque on it that mentioned what it was for. So it's not like it looked like it was bowling, but my mom loved to bowl. Like she had bowling trophies. She was a good bowler. I was not a good bowler. She was a good bowler. So yeah, there you go. And let's see here. Melly is all like, yeah, people think you're crazy when you talk about that stuff, but but right, you're not crazy. You've seen things coming. You told your mom and others about things you could really not know. Such things happen. You don't say you're a medium. You just think you're sensitive enough to see and feel things. But you must admit it is scary sometimes when you don't expect it to happen. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it absolutely is so bizarre. Another example, actually, that I have, which I think is something that is very common, and this isn't necessarily, well, I don't know. You guys can think what you're gonna think. So, my mom was in the process of literally passing away. She was in her home, and I was awake at night. It was like probably 10:30 p.m. My dad had been asleep for hours. Not only had my dad been asleep for hours, my dad was a major alcoholic. So he was passed out asleep, which was very normal. He would normally pass out by 7 or 7:30 p.m. and you could not rouse him until about 4 o'clock in the next morning when he would get up for work. So my dad being asleep at that time, totally normal. So I'm sitting next to my mom's bed in the living room, and suddenly my dad wakes up and like comes out of the bedroom and into the dining room. And he was just like, I don't know why I woke up, but something told me I needed to wake up. And so he got up, and then like 15 minutes later, my mom passed away, and that's just like weird. I don't know, but I feel like he was summoned from his slumber by someone for that moment. But no way to prove that at all. And there you go. So there's our little there's our spooky little stories. That's how that works. And actually another time, when I was a teenager, I had a friend who passed away, and he was in a different state at the time. And the moment that he passed away, I had a real strong urge for him to come back home to Seattle, or to Bremerton actually, and was just really concerned about him. And it wasn't until a few weeks had passed that a couple friends, one of my friends and then his girlfriend at the time, all talked about how we all mentioned, like, God, like 1:30 in the morning, the night that it happened, I totally got this feeling, blah, blah, blah. And so as it turns out, the three of us, pretty much at the time when the tragedy occurred, we all of us wanted him to come home now. It's just, there's, I don't know, different planes of sensitivity or something. So, it is what it is. So, Andre, you are still recovering. Yes. Now, did you, Andre, get any of the Paxlovid, I think is what it's called. Or did you just rough it? Did you just decide to let the illness take its course? And by the way, yes, I am drinking my pamplemousse. And hey, Kenny from the Cove, by the way, you know that pamplemousse shirt that you sent to me a long time ago? I wear it a lot. And my boss speaks French, and so she gets a mild chuckle whenever I wear the shirt. But her brother doesn't really speak French at all. But when I explained to him the shirt, he laughed harder. That he had the biggest belly laugh in the world. He was basically ready to rip that shirt off of me and go print some up to sell them across the United States. He thought that was the funniest flippin' flirpin' shirt ever. For those of you who don't know, pamplemousse is not really a thing. Pamplemousse is French for grapefruit. Kenny got a shirt made that has a big moose on it, and then it just says Pample. And apparently, for those who get it, they think it's really funny. So there you have it. And Andre, oh, you didn't get anything? It wasn't that bad? Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Man, I'll tell you what, my allergies, as you can probably tell, are super bad. So, I don't know. Even if it was mild, I probably would have gotten things, because even this stupid bad mild allergy is driving me nuts. So speaking of things and stuff, as I mentioned last Sunday, I had a weird cat bite situation. Right. So, yeah. So, the antibiotics that I'm taking, I only have one antibiotic pill left. And I still feel like there's an infection in that pinky. So 2 nights ago, I called the Kaiser Permanente nurse hotline, and the person who answered the phone was like, you don't want to talk to a nurse. You want to do this other thing. So he wouldn't even send me to the nurse hotline. He sent me to this online clinician portal. And the online clinician portal had like a billion-hour wait. So I logged off. And last night I went to the online clinician portal and waited for a couple hours and finally got to be seen online by the clinician. And of course, the clinician's like, oh no, I can't do anything. You're going to need to come in. And none of the Kaiser places in your area have appointments the next day. So you're just going to have to go to urgent care. So this morning I called urgent care and they're like, oh yeah, it's like a 4-hour wait. And, and we take you as the severity goes. Well, a tiny little infected pinky is going to be as least severe as you possibly can get. So, yeah. I'm going to be headed to the urgent care after this stream, I guess, because nobody will give me some antibiotics until I go wait in line for 4 flipping hours at a clinic like an hour from my house, because there's no urgent care clinic that Kaiser has that's near my house. So, how's my finger? My finger is annoying me, is what my finger is doing, Darlene. Thanks for asking. And that tone wasn't intended for you. It was intended for Kaiser, gall dung it. Because I'll tell you what, man. Really? You're going to make me sit in line for 2... First off, you're not even going to let me talk to the consulting nurse. You're going to make me go stand in line for 2 hours online. And then the person there is like, oh, no, we can't do anything. So you're going to have to come in and wait for another 4 hours. And seriously, I mean, there's... What do they need to do? Just give me the flippin' meds. Like, up the dose, change the meds, whatever. You're gonna look at it. Well, yeah, no, I'm not going to, Darlene, I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna go when we're done here. I'm gonna go. No, Picola T. Okay, Picola T. What a great question, and what an awesomeness that exists except for me. So, do you have CVS Minute clinics nearby? You can make an appointment to see a nurse practitioner there. Yes, I can, except for Kaiser doesn't cover that, and so it would cost me $400, just like the last urgent care place that I went to. The urgent care place was like, you do know that this is not covered by your insurance, right? If you want your insurance to pay for this visit, you're gonna have to go an hour away. And I was like, I very much know that, and frankly, I don't care. Because at that point, I was in a lot of pain, and I didn't really care. I just wanted it dealt with. But yeah, the CVS clinics are there, but alas... No can, because no can. So, Darlene, yeah, if that infection gets into my bloodstream, it can cause serious other complications. For sure, yeah, for sure, I have no doubt, which is why I am taking it seriously, and I do... Well, I was going to show you that I do still have at least one, I have one pill left. So it's not like my meds are completely done. I just, because I do want to continue the antibiotic protocol without a lapse in care, because yeah, I don't want the infection to get like any worse, because the thing is, the infection is getting better, it's just not done. And for me, I was always told when it comes to antibiotics that generally the antibiotics are supposed to pretty much like if in a 7-day course of antibiotics, like the antibiotics in the first 5 days should be like have taken care of everything, and that last 2 days is just like extra just in case. Well, right now, we haven't even finished the problem, and we don't have any extra just in case doses left. So let's see here. And yeah, exactly, Rick. They need to poke at it before they renew the RX. That is it. Darlene, did they clean it out the first time at least? Put something on it too? No, not at all, because I cleaned it out just fine. Like, the wound was very well taken care of until it swelled my hand up to twice my size. And then it was very clear, like, oh, wow, I have an infection and I need to go take care of that. So, let's see here. Andre, Kaiser's hit and miss for you. It's good. You're in Oakland, where it was created. And yeah, see, Kaiser's facilities here are less than stellar in my opinion. I just don't, yeah, I just don't know what's up. And Melly is going to be here just making me all jealous. Over here, you have a medical problem, whatever it is, you go to any doctor in the morning, wait for no longer than 40 minutes, get treatment, all covered. We have a health insurance by law. You only pay for additional treatment, not for necessary treatment, including dentist, and includes also dentist and partial medicine prescription. Nice, excellent. Yeah, see, yeah, we don't have that here. Not yet, at least. Maybe one day. Fingers crossed. But yeah, Darlene, exactly. Sometimes infections need additional prescription or a new one. I have a feeling that they started out with an amoxicillin type, and you can generally move up from amoxicillin. So I have a feeling like another 5 days on a heavier dose of antibiotics, and I'll be good to go. Because it has healed. It has gotten progressively better. It's just that I can tell, like, it's not all gone, and I only have one pill left. So we're going to need to give me another set of pills, same or different, dealer's choice. I don't really care. Just give me the script. But no, I'm going to have to go in so they can poke it, and then they can go. Seriously, I have no doubt in my mind it's going to be like 3.5 hours in the waiting room, and then like a half an hour in the room with 3 minutes with the doctor, and the doctor will be like, yep, you need antibiotics. Here's your piece of paper. Go get it. And I have no doubt that it will be like a 4-hour journey for 3 minutes worth of consultation and a piece of paper. I just wish I could get that piece of paper sent to the pharmacy so I don't have to have that 4-hour journey. But oh well. And yeah, Pocola T, that kitty did have a mean bite. Abso-flippin'-lutely. And Darlene, insurance is so restrictive at times. Wait till I'm urine Rick's age. Sometimes the hoops they make you jump through, but better than paying out of pocket. Well, oftentimes, yes, to a degree. And $400 later with that stupid visit that I'm going to have to pay, I will agree. But I will tell you this much. I wouldn't have been able to get my my medicine had I not just like cut the insurance right out of it. For reasons I won't get into, but the pharmacy was just like, well, basically the pharmacy was at the end of their day. They wanted to close. They were on the verge of closing when I came in with my prescription, and they're like, we're not going to be able to get this filled today. And I was like, this is an antibiotic. I need it filled right now. And so, but when I mentioned, you don't need to run it through my insurance. I'll pay for it out of pocket. They were like, oh, awesome. Well, then we can fill this today. Because jumping through the insurance hoops was what was going to take so long. And so, the 2 different medicines that I got was like $22, screw it, dude, get the insurance out of it. If it's only going to cost me $22, but, let's see here. Oh, now, okay. Melly, now you're just bragging. So I had a problem with my teeth, got 3 fillings, paid nothing. Your hand was broken 3 times, got treatment with x-ray, surgery, etc. 0 cents. If you're out of work, government pays your health insurance. I keep my fingers crossed. You will get our system one day. Our law says everybody is equal. Everybody deserves the same. Yeah, that would be awesome if we could get that, because we don't have that right now. Yeah, no, we definitely do not have that right now. And Pocola T, bring a book. Yes. Oh my God, bring a book, she says. Once the nursing staff forgot about me, went to lunch, waiting over an hour in the exam room. The doc was pretty embarrassed when he realized that. Yeah, I bet. Oh my Emmy, gosh. Oh wow. And hey, you know what, C Honda? I think I didn't say hello to you when you first came in. I am so sorry about that. It's good to see you. And let's see here. Kenny, when you lived along the border, whatever prescription meds you wanted were just a 10-minute drive away. Didn't even have to have a legit script at the pharmacy in Mexico. I know, right? Well, no, actually, you can pay extra for the script at the pharmacy in Mexico, right? Yeah, and seriously, I know that it's not good to play around with antibiotics, but if I was 10 minutes from Mexico, I would probably do the same thing, just to avoid this trek that I'm going to have to be making as soon as this flippin' flirpin' stream is over. So yeah. But speaking of this stream, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed this, but I tried to have this ready in time for the 100th show. No, not the 100th show. I tried to have it ready for the Sunday show, the 101th show, but Twitch totally would not didn't approve anything in time. So now though, I don't know if you guys have noticed. Let me see if I can find it. No, I don't even know where it is. I have a new emote for you guys, man. I have a new emote for you. At least I should. Oh, here we go. Have you guys seen the new half-fast emote? That's right. It's a half-fast emote. I tried to make the donkey a half of a donkey, but my artistic endeavors are not good. So instead, I did it all half-fast, and I just did the whole donkey instead. So now you guys have your own half-fast emote. That's, brand new emote. Woohoo! It's all half-fast. It's half-fast. That's right. You got it, Rick. Half-fast. Ha-ha. That's it. I gotta actually give Kenny credit for that, because I was trying to make that joke, but I mangled it so completely. And he was like, I think you mean half-fast. And it's like, that's exactly what I meant, Kenny. I meant half-fast. So let's see here. Melly saying, remember when I started to study journalism? Yep. Wanted to talk in a professional way about true crime and how the system works in the U.S. But I think health insurance is more important. If I do my first article about that, I will get back to you if you are fine with it, because I think we could do a fund from over here just to help, because it's so necessary. Well, yeah, I think that if you decided to do an article about the health insurance system in the United States, you could probably write a magazine article, not just a little newspaper article. It could be a full-featured, multi-paged true crime drama. Actually, sometimes it seems like it's a criminal enterprise, actually. Because here's the deal. And now here's why I'm getting all cynical and on my soapbox. So, I want Kaiser's urgent care clinics to maybe be closer than an hour from my house. If you're going to require me to go there, why don't you make it slightly convenient? Oh, I know why you don't make it slightly convenient. Because if I choose to go to a closer one, like I did, I get to pay you $400. So it's in your financial best interest to make it inconvenient for me to go to your urgent care clinic, because people like me who get frustrated and don't have time for that bull crumb are just going to pay the $400 if they happen to have it. And so now you've got $400 in your pocket for not doing a darn thing. You didn't do anything. You didn't treat me. You didn't do nothing. And yet still, I have to pay you $400. That is why I think it's a criminal enterprise. That's what I think. So, exactly, Kenny. Who's running Kaiser? Kaiser Sose? It's a really good question. And I feel like that actually should be on a picket line poster or something. Oh, Darlene, I'm so glad that you love the new emote. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. So earlier today in the stream, I was talking with Mele about how you learn how to do something and then you think you know how to do it and then you forget how to do it. I totally forgot how to, Shakalak and Option totally helped me learn how to use this graphic design program and learning how to do the emotes and this, that, and the other thing. And I was getting kind of competent at it. And then I stopped because I was doing other things. And then when I went back to go make this emote, I completely forgot how to do everything that they had taught me. So basically I had to relearn how to do everything again. Granted, I learned it quicker because I was vaguely remembering once I got there. But yeah. So, you know, a 30-year-old brain, a 49-year-old brain, sometimes you gotta be taught twice before it sticks. And that's probably famous last words, because I bet you if I leave this long enough, sometimes I'll have to be taught 3 times before it sticks. So let's see here. Kaiser created daycare for his shipyards during World War II and also started the HMO back in the 40s. Yeah, you know, I'm sure it's a very effective system if you're in the system currently, but for those seeking who aren't in it yet, like, it's just it's very confusing to me. It's very confusing. So yeah, eMusic was saying it's Mr. Kaiser is the one who developed Hawaii Kai on East Oahu. Yeah, actually, I had no idea that I lived so close to Portlock where Mr. Kaiser had his fortunes. Let's see here. So Melly's saying there's a German person in the USA. He lives in North Carolina. There are homeless people and prostitutes. Let's see here who have a very poor life. He collected $6,000 to buy clothes and everyday items. You all helped. You can talk hours of problem, you name it, say what it is, need help, needed and get help in a way that helps where it has to. We all can do something, even if it's not much. True. No, and that sounds like that German guy who lives in North Carolina is particularly motivated and aware of how life can be better than it is. So than it is in the U.S. And let's see here. Yeah, and Darlene, exactly. And with a 69-year-old brain, you need multiple learning lessons to make it stick sometimes. Exactly. And speaking of lessons to make things stick, okay, you guys. All right, here, I'm going to share with you this thing that I did, and then I'm going to complain about it because, well, you'll see why. Okay, so, hold on. Okay, I don't think I'm muted. So, okay. So, this is I don't remember whether or not I showed you guys this video when it was a full cut video, but this is a video that I took on April 19th, going through Kent, the back roads of Kent, to get to the National Veterans Memorial, the cemetery, the National Cemetery for the veterans. This particular route will get you there. This video is going to the cemetery, and then I cut out the cemetery part, and then we'll be coming back out of the cemetery and going to an old grocery store called Foss. Now, I was very excited about this little stupid project that you're watching right now. It is a half-fast project for sure, but not half-fast because of my fault, sort of. So anyway, I decided to use this footage to learn how to use a new video editing software. And I'd been very intimidated by this video editing software for months now. I mean, months. Like, before taxes, I was starting to learn it, and then I was like, this is too much, I'm scared. So I didn't until now. All right, so I'm learning how to use it, and I'm kind of figuring out how to use it just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit I'm learning. And I try some things, and the things that I'm trying are things that are not fancy. Like, literally, the only video editing that was done in this particular video was a cut, and then a fade in and a fade out. That's all. One edit and one fading transition. That's all. And I was really excited that I figured out how to do that. And then my computer said, You didn't buy me for video editing. You bought me for using QuickBooks and other things like Windows softwares. My brain is not big enough for this video editing project that you have decided to do, so I'm going to freeze up now, and I'm going to have you restart 1,000,008 times. 1,000,008 times. I'm going to have you restart before you can do anything. So, it looks like I'm really excited to learn how to do video editing, but my computer won't let me do video editing. So, Melly, what program am I using? I need a stabilizer first. There's a motion because of the driving. You have to erase. Programs like Adobe can do that. Well, I'm not using Adobe. I'm using OpenShot. I don't know what I'm using. OpenShot, open source software. I'm not quite sure what it's called. But as it turns out, it doesn't really matter because I don't have enough things in my computer to make it work. And I looked at the requirements for the OpenShot software, and it wants 16, or it will function with 4 megabytes, gigabytes, whatever, of RAM, but it prefers 16. I only have 8, so I guess that's the sticky wicket that I'm gonna have to deal with. The next sticky wicket, I guess, actually, that I'm gonna have to deal with is figure out, can my machine be upgraded to 16? And I still haven't figured out how to figure that out. And let's see here. Andre's saying, don't you need VRAM for editing? I don't know. See? Right. I don't even know what I don't know. I mean, first off, I don't even know what VRAM is, but I already know that I don't have I have half the recommended amount of RAM than the program suggests. So I'm guessing that my half amount of RAM is probably the root of the problem. But Picola T, exactly, it totally sucks to get excited about starting something new and then you realize you don't have the right tools. Darlene, thank you so much for the 400 biddies. That might go towards getting me some RAMs. Now, I don't know if I'll have room for more RAMs, but I think I need to get some more RAMs. And so I had plans for all this exciting new videos that I was gonna do, and they're not gonna be exciting at all, and they're not gonna be very exciting at all because I don't have access to it anymore. I don't have access to anything that's exciting anymore. And let's see here. So Andre's coming in. Hold on. Andre's coming in with VRAM is video RAM. It refers to any type of random access memory specifically used to store image data for my computer. VRAM's purpose is to ensure the even and smooth execution of graphics display. So VRAM doesn't sound like it's anything different than RAM. It's just what it's used for. I don't know. So Melly's saying you started video editing with DaVinci, but in the end you want to have Adobe. It's the best and easiest. It's worth the money. That was the way you went. DaVinci is fine. Adobe will help you if you're not pro. It's easy to use and works on nearly every computer. I was hoping to do free stuff first, and I kind of already knew that Adobe would be the end result or whatever. I was hoping to just at least sort of learn on free, but maybe I won't be able to. So I'll look. My best guess is, though, Adobe probably still requires the same amount of RAM as the stuff that I'm using. I mean, I think my problems are multiple, which is, first off, Adobe's going to be a better program, so I'm not using the ideal program. But even if I had the ideal program, I think my system is just not strong enough. And so she needs to be able to handle more juice, I think, or something. So now it's on to learning more about more stuff that I didn't know that I didn't know. Because that's actually the thing about most of the stuff that you're learning, is learning about all the stuff that you didn't know you needed to know. And Melly, I was hoping to work with free stuff too. You learned a lot, but the further you go, the more you want to do. And so you end up with the ones that you have to pay for because you want to realize your ideas. You're making a lot of sense here, there, Melly. And Darlene, thank you so much. Yeah, it's this is a nice little holo drive. Definitely plenty of greenery and trees. One of the reasons why I was so excited to video this drive is because this whole area within the next 10 years will not look like this. This is like the last of a bit of wilderness farmland in the middle of 4 or 5 suburban cities that are just growing into one another, and so even though this looks like it's out in the boonies, it used to be, but it's actually not anymore. And this is definitely a case of documenting what once was, because I promise you this will not be like this for very long. And so let's see here what everyone is saying. So Kenny from the Cove, Tech Top, I'll just sit here quietly and pretend to understand. But anybody who knows me knows I'm about as technologically advanced as a $2 pencil. Kenny, I'm telling you, well, that's actually a fancy pencil if it's a $2 pencil. But actually, Kenny, I'm right there with you. What? VRAM? What is VRAM? Huh? And Rick, I know, maybe connect with Brother Bruce. He edits videos on his phone. Seriously, dude, I was having an angry talk with myself last night. Because it's why is my computer so lame that it can't even do what Brother Bruce does on his cell phone? I really actually... I'm so on the page, although I'm going to write it down because I'll probably forget. But you're right. I need to bend Brother Bruce's ear to find out how he edits on his phone, because his editing is crazy good. I'm totally jealous of the little effects that he does and everything. I mean, he really I'm not saying he's as good as Andy, but he's way closer to as good as Andy than I am. That's for gosh darn sure, right? Right. So yeah, let's see here. And let's see, Melly's telling me went the same way like you, started with free, paid for the good one, and okay, all right, so started with the free stuff, but then you had to pay for the good one, and you had to start all over learning on how that works. So you bring up a good point. You suggest that if video editing is something I'll be doing, start with a good one so I don't waste time with free software that I have to relearn the paid stuff. Melly, you sound like you're somebody who knows what you're talking about. Sounds like something that you've had your experience with. I mean, I know you have. So that's some good advice. I do think though I'll look into the tech requirements for Adobe, but my best guess is Adobe or free, I'm still going to have to handle this whole lack of RAM situation. At least that's my instinct, and Lord knows I don't know what I'm talking about, so let's hope I'm totally wrong. Sometimes it's good to be wrong, and this would be a great time to be wrong. And Darlene says, you have a holo video you want to send. It might be a bit dark, but wanted to share with me and decide if I want to share it or not. Well, Darlene, I think you know that I am more than willing to show things that are less than perfect. Case in point right here, shall we say? So, yeah, totally send me that link, or, send me a link to... what am I trying to say? Get that drive onto a Google Drive and send me a link to the Google Drive. And if the video is too big for that, let me know and I will send you, we'll figure out I have another way that you can get me a link, basically. So there you have it. And Melly, yes, I did have some experience, and it took me so much time because you wanted to save money. But all that happened was you wasted lifetime because you tried to save some money. Oh, girl, you're singing my language. You are singing my language. Yeah, that's really yep. You know what's going on. You're right. And Nani, yeah, you like the hills in this Holo Holo? It's fun and all the greenery. Yeah, exactly. You know, Washington is called the Evergreen State for a reason. And we do, on the west side of the state, we do get an awful lot of water, which leads to an awful lot of greenery. And this is a little example of what the farmlands look like right now. And I wouldn't say they're farmlands so much as like private ranching type, little farms, as it were. And Rick, if you've got fireworks videos from last weekend, I would happily play them. I love fireworks videos. And so, Darlene, yeah, I figured the video that you were going to send was from up north, and up north nature is so different than what we've got here. So I would love to share it. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi, good to see you. It's okay. You're late. You had a Michael Buble concert. Now, when you say you had a Michael Buble concert in real life, like you saw it in person with real life and people, or was it an online concert? Was it an online concert or not? And let's see here. Kenny from the Cove. Anybody else hungry? You could seriously crush some ham and eggs right about now. Ooh, ham and eggs. That sounds good, dude. I might have to go grab some breakfast for dinner after I go sit in line at the urgent care clinic. But, oh my gosh, Melly, 100 bits. Thank you so much. First steps to the video edit. That is it. And if not, then because I'm awesome and you love to be here. Well, I love that you're here because honestly, seriously, you haven't been here in a really long time. And the one day that you randomly show up is literally the day you need to be here to drop your knowledge and your wisdom. And you need to tell me just how I need to live my life, because everything you've said about the video editing stuff is on point. It's like, why are you wasting your time trying to save money? Just do it right to begin with. I mean, I know those weren't your words, but that's basically what the message I'm getting from you. And I'm so happy that you showed up today. It's like very serendipitous, very good fortune, at least for me. And Andre, thank you so much for all of those gift subs that you just threw down. Holy crumb, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. The tickets are $500 for a back row stadium seat. The front row is $1,200 per ticket. So yeah, you didn't go to the show. You just sang your Buble songs to yourself. That sounds like a plan. Well, now see, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, what you gotta do? No, actually, you shouldn't do this. But there was a time in my life when I got to have a $1,200 concert ticket, and it's because I knew one of the roadies, and nobody wanted to buy the $1,200 tickets, and so the day of the show they had like a bunch of them left. And so I got one of them. And so you just need to go hang out with some roadies and get free tickets. And I realize you really shouldn't do anything that I just told you. But, let's see here. Let's get my face back. But that is how you can get some $1,200 tickets, is hanging out with the wrong people. And that's right. I said the wrong people for a reason. So Vanilla Coke Pepsi, I do hope that you get to see Michael Buble live one day, because I do know that that he is one of your favorites. Michael Buble is married and with kids, and he has no roadies. I don't think you know what a roadie is, dude. If he's got a show, he's got a roadie. Roadies are not groupies. You're thinking you're getting You're getting those confused. Roadies, my friend, roadies are the guys who like haul the equipment and who like run the wires and who like tape the cords and who like run the soundboard and who run the lights. Yeah, you thought groupie. Yeah, no. Trust me, dude. If Michael Buble is putting on a show, he got himself some roadies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so yeah, well, the band is the band, but then the roadies, that's the crew. That's the guys. You know, the band isn't carrying their drum set. The band isn't carrying their guitars. The band isn't carrying the amps. The band isn't offloading that stuff from the truck. The band is in the bus doing whatever. The roadies, on the other hand, all the dudes that well, that's not true. There are a lot of roadie chicks, but it's generally a guy industry. They're the guys that are. The band does not unload the truck. The roadies are the ones who unloads the truck and who hooks all the wires, tapes all the cords, etc., etc., etc. And yeah, so trust me, he's got a roadie or a bazillion. In fact, the more band he's got, the more roadies he's got. So let's see here. Millie, your English is... Okay, this is the second time you've said this, and I think you mentioned it before, and obviously you have got some self-consciousness that is unwarranted. Melly, your English is not... anybody who would be interacting with you on this stream, I don't think there's one person that would assume English wasn't your first language. You speak English or at least you type English very clearly. I have not had any problem understanding what you're trying to say. I know that frankly, I'm kind of surprised you can understand what I'm saying, because half the time I'm stumbling over my words. But no need to be self-conscious about anything. Melly, you're part of the crew. We can talk to you. We know what's up. So let's see here. Yeah, well, Picola Tea, dudes and dudettes. I mean, that's what I call them. I know lots of people get offended by being called dude, but I'm from the West Coast, and it's very hard not to say dude. In fact, the more I try not to say dude, the more dude is going to come out of my mouth. And so, yeah. And let's see here. Vanilla Coke Pepsi, it makes no sense to me why his tickets are so expensive. Avril Lavigne is a bigger artist and had many big artists with her, and her tickets were $50 for good seats and $200 for front row. But Michael Buble is bigger. Yep, there you go. He blew up on TikTok. And let's see here. You're very proud of your Canadian artist. I feel like Michael Buble has... I mean, okay, so you're telling... Frankly, I'm a little surprised. So you're telling me that Michael Buble is popular with the kids in Canada right now? Because to me, Michael Buble is definitely an artist aimed at older people. And when artists that are aimed at older people go on tour, tickets are 1 billion times more expensive. It's just the way it is. I'm not saying it should be. I'm not justifying it. I'm just stating the facts. So I feel like, Andre's on the same page as I am. Old people like Michael Buble, and they're the ones that got money. I think though, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, he might be popular with everybody, but seriously, if those tickets are that expensive, they are not going for the kid dollar. They are going for the adult dollar there. And that does suck, actually. I mean, that's really not fair to, well, almost everybody, actually. But I think with ticket prices like that, they're going for the grown-up crowd there. And no offense, my friend, but you're not part of the grown-up crowd. Now, I might be part of the grown-up crowd, but I don't have grown-up crowd money. So I am equally bummed when it comes to these types of things as you are. So let's see here. His song Sway hit number 10 after 19 years of not being on the Billboard Hot 100 because of TikTok. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So wait, Michael Buble has been around for 19 years? And I mean, obviously Michael Buble has been around for 19 years. He's older than 19. What I mean is, Michael Buble, he's actually been touring as a musician and putting out stuff really for 19 years. He started his career in 2003. Wow, I had no idea that he'd been around for so long. He must have started very young. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he really started young. Let's see here. Okay, awesome. So Melly's saying, I do understand, and sorry that my texts are longer, but that's okay, actually. And you know what? If you don't know the word, you just describe, and we're figuring it out. Honestly, as someone who's a little verbose myself, I'm never going to hold somebody's long texts against them because, you've got stuff to say and you have to say it. And let's see here. Darlene saying, not old people have that kind of money. Not all old people have that kind of money. I would love to see some concerts like I used to go to, but not at these prices. Exactly. You've worked too hard for the sum, and I repeat, some money that I have. You got it. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So Michael Buble, he won a huge singing contest in British Columbia when he was 19, and then got signed and immediately released an album. Interesting. And so, Michael Buble is 46, so not so young, not so old. Yeah, well, he's definitely not that old. I knew that he was on the younger side, but his music style has traditionally been more geared toward an older audience until this latest TikTok explosion, which is kind of awesome. Kenny from the Cove, mad statter, a little verbose? No way, never. And Picola T, yeah, Michael Bublé's style totally reminds me of Harry Connick Jr. as well. Absolutely. And Andre, Paul McCartney tickets? Yeah, dude, Paul McCartney tickets are like stupid expensive. I mean, yeah, easily the prices that that Vanilla Coke Pepsi was referring to for Michael Bublé's concert, for sure. And let's see here. So Vanilla Coke Pepsi saying he covers classic jazz songs and does his own jazz pop thing. It's very adult standards. Exactly. And so even though like and like you've said, and obviously Vanilla Coke, you've been on the cutting edge, because I know that you've liked Michael Bublé for a long time now. But prior to the TikTok fame, his audience was older folk. And so you don't got old people kind money. I don't got old people kind money. But you don't either. And that's acceptable. Whereas Avril Lavigne, the reason why her tickets were so cheap by comparison is because they knew that her audience wouldn't be able to afford what Michael Bublé's audience could afford. Let's see here. Also, Michael Bublé went on American Idol, and Simon Cowell wrecked his confidence, and now he is huge, which I like. Well, are you saying that Simon Cowell wrecked Bublé's confidence? Or are you saying that Bublé wrecked Simon Cowell's confidence? Because, man, I would have loved to see that. But if it were the reverse and Simon Cowell did a little mind trick on Bublé, I am also glad that he got over it, because Simon Cowell is just a jerk. I mean, he might be really nice in real life, but his public persona, that him and Gordon Ramsay both might be the nicest people on earth, but their television persona is so flippin' obnoxious. I can't even deal with them. And really, Simon destroyed Bublé's confidence. Well, I'm glad then that Bublé got over it, because Simon Cowell is just a little bit of a jerk sometimes, I think. And that's me getting on my soapbox, telling Simon Cowell that he's a jerk. Of course, Simon Cowell can buy and sell me and my house 40 times over, but whatever. I know, exactly, Vanilla Coke Cup. See, Simon Cowell can't even sing, and he acts like he knows everything. I agree. That's half the... I mean, at least with Gordon Ramsay, when he's complaining to a cook, it's like, well, at least I know that Gordon Ramsay can cook. But when Simon Cowell is getting all up in people's faces, it's like, dude, get up there and let me see what you got. You know, who are you? Who are you? I mean, I know he's a big record executive, but who are you? But that's just me. Yeah, exactly, Picola T. Ramsay and Cal, as Uncle Roger would say, hi-ya! You got it. That is exactly it. Instead of fouye or whatever, the other fuyo, which is the good kind. So, let's see here, Kenny. When I say I'm old money, I mean wrinkled and faded. Heck, I can barely afford to pay attention. That's hysterical, my friend. That is hysterical. And oh my God, no way. See, Honda, is that an Uncle Roger emote? Where did you get that Uncle Roger emote? I might need to go and get that emote, because that's a good emote. And let's see here. Yeah, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. Oh, yeah, okay, Andre, right. So why didn't Michael fight Simon for his jacket? Vanilla Coke Pepsi coming in with the wisdom of the ages of the area. That's more a rural Canada thing. Absolutely. Way more of a rural Canada thing. And Michael Buble is from Victoria, which is not... Victoria is not exactly rural, as Vanilla Coke Pepsi says. Actually, yeah, no, not at all. In fact, Victoria is probably the least rural-oriented piece of land that Canada has to offer. It's like so... well, it's named after Queen Victoria. It's just so Victorian. It's so Victorian. It's so pretty. It's so genteel. But, I mean, it's not like an urban landscape the way, say, Toronto would be, but it is so not rural. Oh, my. And, yeah, Andre, I guess Buble is from not just the West Coast. He's from Vancouver Island, actually, apparently. So there you go. Learning something new about this. Let's see here. Darlene, you're not a fan of Simon. Yes, on the voice shows that have been, wait, what are we seeing here? That have been on, at least they come on stage and sing, show what they have, and I haven't seen that with Simon. Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you know, when they've got that, I think, yeah, the voice, I think is what it is. So when, you know, Gwen Stefani or Blake Shelton or whoever else, I never watched the show, so I can't remember. But when those people are just like, I don't really know. It's like, I will take your advice seriously because all y'all are singers. But Simon, yeah, you're just famous, as Vanilla Coke Pepsi says, because you're a jerk. Yeah, exactly. At least, I don't know who Kevin O'Leary is, but I'm assuming he's a jerk chef as well. But yeah, at least Gordon Ramsay and this other guy are experts in their field. So if they're going to be a jerk, they have slightly more standing, right? Right. Kenny, when you go grocery shopping, you buy 500 island dressing because you can't afford the 1,000 island dressing. The struggle is real. Nice. And then Andre, you like Gordon Ramsay because he hung out with Uncle Roger, so he does not take himself that serious. Well, and that's what I was saying, actually. I might, as a person, like Gordon Ramsay just fine. I might, as a person, like Simon Cowell just fine. But in regards to their online, or not online, but their television personas, I cannot stand the guy. And I do recognize it is a persona. I totally recognize that it's a persona. Because actually, you know what? I'm a liar. I can stand Gordon Ramsay. On, what is it, MasterChef Junior? I think Gordon Ramsay is one of the people on MasterChef Junior. And Gordon Ramsay with the kids is a completely different human being than Gordon Ramsay with the adults. And I can actually handle, in fact, Gordon Ramsay's kind of adorable with the kids. So I guess I can say that part of his television persona is tolerable. And Rick, isn't Simon Cowell the executive producer, so he runs the show? Yeah, I think so. I think that Simon Cowell is just a record producer who then went on to produce that show. So of course he's the nobody's gonna fire him. Nobody's gonna fight him for his jacket. But that doesn't mean that he's a good singer, and it doesn't mean that he's not a jerk. And exactly, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, Gwen Stefani, Blake Shelton, good singers. Kelly Clarkson, trust them more than Simon, abso-flippin'-lutely. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi, Kevin O'Leary is a shark from Shark Tank, the business investing show. Okay, I don't watch that show enough to be familiar, but I really do enjoy that show because some of those little inventions are amazing. And some of those inventions that the sharks pass on that end up going, they're like, yeah, screw you, we're going to do it anyway. I just love all those people who are successful with or without the show, actually. So let's see here. You have okay, so Melly, you've got a question. If you think of a person that makes you mad or angry in your life, what did the person do to piss you off, and why is that still bothering you in your heart? Oh, well, now that's a good question, and I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole because we've only got 3 minutes left of the show, and that is something that a billion soapboxes could be brought out for. So I am going to make note of this question because maybe we can talk about it on our next stream. Now, our next stream is going to be Statterbox at the Cinema on Saturday, and I am going to attempt to show a video that has over a dozen scenes that I have to censor in various and assorted places. But it's a really good movie. It's called The River's Edge. It stars Keanu Reeves, Crispin Glover, Dennis Hopper's in it. Ione Skye is in it. A couple people who went on to be, pretty big actors and actresses got their start. It's a 1986 film based on a true story. It is dark. It is dark. So if you're not in the mood for a dark movie, you're not going to want to join us at Statterbox at the Cinema. Kenny from the Cove, no man butts. It is a lot of the same person, and it's a dead body, unfortunately, who is nude, and that is a focal point of the film for a reason. But you're not going to get to see it because I'm going to be covering it up. So it's no dead body, basically. And let's see here. Pacola T, a dozen edits? That's a lot of butt shots. And yes, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. Some of the shots that will be edited is the happy balloon areas on the ladies. That is exactly right. So there you have it. And let's see here. So consider yourself warned, but like I said, the movie is I don't know, I really like the movie. It was one of my favorite movies growing up, and then as an adult, which I know it's very strange to have this as a favorite movie growing up, but it turns out there was some foreshadowing in my life that made this movie, I guess, my favorite. The movie, I can say 100% with personal experience, the movie depicts what teenagers would do if one of their friends killed someone. And let's just say they don't do the right thing. Let's just say that. But that's not really a spoiler alert, is it? I think we all knew that. Yeah, they probably wouldn't do that. They probably wouldn't do the right thing, would they? Vanilla Coke Pepsi, call the police. That's what I would do. Well, one of the kids agreed, etc., etc. But yeah, so this basically, the movie, The River's Edge, is about that. So if you are feeling a little dark, a little in the mood for Keanu Reeves when he was like 18 years old, well then, come join us at Satterbox at the Cinema on Saturday, 6 p.m. West Coast time. And we will be playing that movie. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi's thinking that he might call the Pope, Dr. Phil, and Oprah and get Taylor Swift to give you support. There you have it, dude. All right. So on that note of, I guess, awfulness and, see, Honda, did I kill someone? No, I did not. But when I was 15, two of my classmates were arrested in a conspiracy for a murder. And yeah, it just, it was problematic, shall we say. And, watching this movie, having lived through what I lived, I can honestly say that, yeah, that portrayal is pretty spot on. Pretty spot on. So, there you have it. And yes, Melly, 6 p.m. West Coast time. You're unfortunately going to have to do the math for you, because I know that I will get that all messed up. So, if you can hang out on Saturday night, or in your case, early Sunday morning, we'd love to have you. And, it'll be River's Edge, starring Keanu Reeves, Crispin Glover, Dennis Hopper, and Ione Skye. And see, Honda, I probably will go more into the details of my story when I intro The River's Edge, because I feel as though I kind of have to. So there you have it. All right, so now that you've got a glimpse into my dark teenage past, we are going to shut this stream off so I can go to urgent care and get my pinky looked at, get my antibiotics. All right, then. So yes, Melly, Echo Dot, do the math. We'll see you if you can. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. And Andre, thank you so much for that 500 biddies. And there you go. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi, as a teenager, you will be a good point of view person. So honestly, if you have time and the inclination, most of the naked body parts are going to be covered, because that's what I need to do. And I don't know if you'll like the movie, but I would love it if you could hang out with us while watching it. So there you have it. All right, guys, I will see you on Saturday. And if not Saturday, I will see you Sunday for the Chatter with Statter, 5 p.m. West Coast time, 2 p.m. Hawaii, and 8 p.m. on the East Coast. All right, take care. I'll see y'all later.